Welcome back to my YouTube channel Roots of Biology. In this channel, I teach biology for both CBSE and ICSE syllabus for class 8th, 9th as well as 10th standard students. Actually, I was explaining you for class 10th, that is CBSE syllabus, chapter 7, control and coordination. In our previous class, those who saw my video, you will come to know that I was explaining you about what I was explaining in the last class, children. So I was explaining you about control and coordination part. In that I explained about endocrine system. I hope you all gone through those video, and today I'm going to discuss about plant hormones as well as movements. Okay, it is quite interesting to understand about this concept. Okay, let us try to concentrate on this today. So what are these plant hormones, and also let us study about movements. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to ask you all, please do subscribe my channel, please do share my channel and like my channel. It might be useful to many students. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. Okay, now let us discuss about plant hormone. You all know that how the plants they obtain, they will prepare their own food. You know that, right? The plant needs sunlight, it need water, and it need oxygen and also minerals for their growth as well as development. Am I right? So there are some external. These are some external factors. What about internal factors, or we can say intrinsic factors that regulate the growth and development of a plant? So these are called plant hormones, or I can say these are known as phytohormones. What we can say for this? Plant hormones, or I can say it is a phytohormone. So these hormones are the chemical messengers. It control and coordination in plants are carried out by hormones. Got it? So now let us understand about this phytohormone. These are the chemical compounds. It present in very low concentration where it is present in a plant, and they regulate plant development, growth and reproductive process. Okay, so these are the important functions of these plant hormone. Let us now to study about one by one what are the different plant hormones and how it does it function. Okay. Okay, the first hormone here we can see, that is auxin. So these are the auxin means, the meaning of the word auxin is to grow. Okay, so they're widely used in agriculture as well as in horticulture practice. So where it is present, usually they're found in the growing apex. Okay, growing apex of root as well as stem, and then migrate to the other part of the plants. Okay, so the major function of this auxin is it is help in the growth of a plant tissue. Okay, this is the major function of this plant hormone. So cell elongation of stem as well as root, that is the major function which is played by auxins. Okay, so that is the major important function of auxin. And also next we're going to study about another important hormone, that is cytokinin. This is another hormone which is present in plants. So these are the cytokinins. It is naturally, it play an important role in cytokinesis process. That is one such process in cell division. Okay, it is naturally synthesized in the plant where rapid cell division occur. So usually it is present in root apex, shoot buds, young fruits. So that is major function of this. What is the function of this then? It is helpful for to promote cell division and delay aging of the cell. So that is the major function of this cytokinin, which is followed by the next hormone, that is gibberellin. So these gibberellin, it is mainly present in higher plants as well as in fungi. What is the function of this then? It is helpful for the growth of a stem, and is also helpful to initiate the seed germination of a seed, and is also helpful for promoting flowering and cell division. Even it is helpful for cell division and seed growth after germination. So that is the major function of gibberellin. Okay, this is the major important function of this hormone, that is gibberellin. So the next hormone is, that is abscisic acid. Okay, now let us try to understand about this. So these abscisic acid, it is also known as growth inhibiting hormone. Okay, it is helpful to inhibit the growth and causes wilting of leaves. Have you observed this, children? Wilting of leaf. Okay, promotes dormancy of birds as well as seeds. That is the major function of this one. It inhibits seed germination also. So that is the major function of abscisic acid, which is present in a plants. So the next hormone, that is ethylene. Okay. So the last one, that is ethylene, it is also called growth promoters. The abscisic acid is called growth inhibitors, but ethylene is called growth promoters. It occur in the major function of this is gaseous hormone, which causes the ripening of fruits. I think we all saw the ripened fruits, right? So how does it occur? It is mainly due to the presence of this ethylene hormone. It is helpful for this function. So these are the major functions of different hormones which is present in our body. So have a look at this video, how the growth occur. So in intrinsic growth I told. So these are the hormones which is responsible for these growth which occur here. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. Till now we studied about the growth, the movement of the plant. Now let us try to understand about the growth independent movement. So there are some movements in a plant which are not growth related. So till now I explained you there are many hormones that is helpful for. There are some physical factors as there are some internal factors is helpful for the growth, right? So but there are certain growth which is not related to growth. So those are called nastic movement. What we call for those movement, so those movements are known as nastic movement. Please understand properly. There are some growth which are not related to growth. Okay, some movements, sorry, not growth. Some movements which are not related to growth. So these may occurs in response to the environment stimuli. If there is any changes in the environment or any changes in the environment, it will cause, it shows some responses, but the direction of the response, it's not depend upon the direction of the stimulus. We already understand about the response as well as stimulus clearly in our previous class when I explained you about the nerves. Okay, so one example I can give you. So here you can see the touchminot plant. Okay, this movement is called thigmonastic movement. What we call for this movement, have you ever observed about this touchminot plant? Have you touched that plant? So what will happen here? So suddenly if you touch that plant, it will fold, right? So why this has happened? Because this is because this movement of a plant is called thigmonastic movement. Okay, so this is one important movement which takes place in a plant. Okay, so you can see here, have a look at this video, children. See how the person is try to touching the leaf of a plant, immediately it starts folding, right? So very beautiful thing we can see in our nature. So this is what we called as thigmonastic movement. I hope you got it. Now let us move on to the next slide. Now let us study about the growth related movement. There are certain movements I explained you in our previous slide, the movement which are not related to growth. Okay, now let us discuss about the growth related movement. Okay, which is very important. So the movement which are growth related are called tropic movement. What we call for those movement, children? So those are called tropic movements. Okay, the movements which are related to growth. So these movements occurs in the response of the environmental stimuli. But in growth independent movement, it will not depend response to the environmental stimuli. Direction of the responses depend upon the direction of the stimuli. But in that it is opposite, quite opposite to that. Okay. So growth independent movement, it is different when compared to the growth related movement. Now let us try to understand what are the different growth related movements. Okay, the first movement, it is phototropic movement. So these movement which are light dependent movement. The second one is geotropic movement, that is gravity, earth. Okay, so it depend upon earth depending movement. And next one is chemotropic movement, it depend upon chemicals. Okay, so the next one is hydrotropic movement, that is water dependent movement. And the last one is thigmotropic movement, which is touch dependent movement. So I hope you got it. Now let us try to understand one by one in detail in our next slides. Okay, come let us move on to the next slide. Now let us try to understand about another important and the very important movement, that is geotropism. So what is this geotropism? Are you all interested to listen and understand about this? Yes, come let us understand about this. So geotropism, it is known as gravitropism. So why it is called it is gravitropism? Because the growth response of the plant and its part to the force of the gravity. So gravity in the sense it is an earth, okay, response to the earth, or we can say it mainly respond to the earth gravitational force. That is why it is known as geotropism, or we can say gravitropism. So here we can see two types of growth towards gravity, that is what we call as positive geotropism, and away from gravity, that is called negative geotropism. So let us try to understand about this in detail in this picture. So what is positive geotropism? You can see here. What is positive geotropism? So here when plant parts go towards the direction of the gravity, so direction wherever the plant go towards the direction of the gravity, such as root growing downward into the soil. Am I right or not? Root growing downward into the soil. So this is called positive geotropism. So what about negative geotropism then? So negative geotropism, when plant grow away from the direction of the gravity. So root is growing positively, but negatively the plant is growing in opposite direction, such as stem growing upward away from the ground. So this response, this is what we called as negative geotropism. So yeah, I already told you this response it is mainly regulated by hormones like auxin. In plant, it is responsible for the gravity. So this is regarding the positive as well as negative geotropism. I am showing you the real picture here. You can see here how the root positively geotropic as well as the negative geotropic the plant parts, okay, and the shoot grow away from the gravity. You can see here another picture here. So it's the in a forest the plant growing towards as well as negatively geotropic as well as positively geotropic. So I hope you got it. Let us move on to the next slide. Now let us try to understand about another concept, that is another type, that is phototropism. What is this phototropism then? Why I'm showing these pictures? Have you ever thought about this? In that name itself you can identify the answer, children. Try to identify. Okay, I'm going to explain. Let us understand. So the phototropism is a growth which responds of a plant to light. Okay, it causes plant pot, especially stems and leaves, to grow towards or away from the light source. Okay, so this is what we called as phototropism, the movement of the plant pot in response to the light. So I love light. It is dancing here, right? The light is very much important for plant to grow. So there are two important types here also. Towards light is positive phototropism. Away from light, it is a negative phototropism. So you can see here, when a plant part such as stem and leaves grow towards the light, you can see here, stem and light towards light. This is the most common type of phototropism, help maximize their exposure to sunlight. It's essential for photosynthesis. You can see the plant it exposes towards sunlight. Okay, this is positive phototropism. When a plant part such as roots grow away from the light, this is less common of some underground structures are in such specialized plants. You can see here. So you can see few things in specialized plant. So this is away from the light. So this is called as negative geotropism. Sorry, negative phototropism. So it primarily controlled by plant hormones called auxin. Again, it will controlled by that. And you can see. Let us have a look at this video now. So it is responding towards the light. You can see here, right? So I hope you got it. Let us move on to the next slide. Okay, now let us try to understand about another concept or another type, that is hydrotropism. So what is this hydrotropism then? So hydrotropism is nothing but it is a growth response of a plant or its part to moisture or a water. It is usually where we can see it is usually absorbed in roots, so which grow towards area with higher water concentration. Usually we can see root, right? You can see, have a look at this picture here. So where the water concentration is more, where there the root will grow more. So this is what we called as hydrotropism. Let us try to understand about the towards water is positive hydrotropism, away from water is negative hydrotropism. So what is positive hydrotropism then? So when roots grow towards higher moisture level in the soil. So wherever the water level is more, there the root will grow more. So it helps plant efficiently locate and absorb water, which is it is very much essential for their survival. This is called positive hydrotropism. And what about negative hydrotropism then? So though these things also very rarely occur. So this would occur if plant grow away from the moisture. So that is what we call as negative hydrotropism. In search of water is positive hydrotropism. Wherever the higher humidity level is there, there we can see this one positive hydrotropism. And you can see, have a look at this real picture. Where the water level is more, there the root growth will be more here. So I hope you understand. Have a look at these pictures, children. Then it will be, then you will understand better. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. Now let us try to understand about the chemotropism. So you can see here the movement of the plant in response to the chemical stimuli is known as chemotropism. So in which what happened, this type of tropism direct the growth of a plant towards or away from the certain chemicals in their movement. So the chemicals are necessary for their response. There are two types, as I told you again, the positive chemotropism and negative chemotropism. What is positive chemotropism? It usually occur in plant part grow towards, you can see here the positively chemotropism it occur here. So here what happened, the plant grow towards a chemical stimuli. A common example you can take here hibiscus is a very good example, you can see clearly there. So a common example, what happened here, here the growth of a pollen tube towards the ovule. The pollen tube will produce, right, once the pollen is raised inside. So the growth of a pollen tube towards the ovule in a flowering plant. It move towards the flowering plant, guided by chemical released by the ovules. Ovules releases some chemical, it attract, it will helpful to stimulate those things. And this is essential for fertilization process. You know that how fertilization occur, right? The fusion of both male and female gamete result in the fertilization process. You can see clearly here the pollen rain germination, the sperm cells are reaching and the ovule. So this is regarding the positive chemotropism. What about negative chemotropism then? So this happen in plant parts grow away from the chemical stimuli. So usually which might occur if the chemical is harmful or toxic to the plant. Okay, it will move away from that. So that is what we called as negative chemotropism. So it is very much essential chemotropism for growth of a pollen tube towards the ovule. I told you just now, including fertilization, it is very essential. Root growth towards nutrients, it is very essential. And sometimes to avoidance of harmful substances in the soil, that is what I told. Negative chemotropism is essential. So that is why it is very important to understand about this chemotropism. I hope you got it. Let us move on to the next slide. Now let us try to understand about the last concept, that is thigmotropism. So what do you mean by thigmotropism? So this is very important to understand. Thigmotropism is nothing but, so you can see here, thigmotropism, it is nothing but movement of the plant in response to the touch. That is what we called as thigmotropism. So movement of the plant in response to the touch is called thigmotropism. So towards touch is a positive thigmotropism, and away from touch, that is negative thigmotropism. So movement of tendrils around the support is positive thigmotropism. When I explain you about touch me not plant, that is thigmonastic movement. Okay, but here I am telling about thigmotropic movement. You can see, if you see this picture, you will understand what I am explaining here now. So positive thigmotropism is a growth response of the plant to the touch or the physical contact with a solid object. So it will take a support of that. This type of especially common in climbing plants and vines. Okay, I think you have money plants in your home, no children? Please try to have a look at this tropism, that is thigmotropic movement there. So what is positive thigmotropism then? So this occur when a plant grows towards the physical touch or a support. For example, when tendril of a vine touch a nearby object, they will coil around it and provide a support and help the plant to climb. Got it? That is one positive thigmotropism, which is followed by the negative thigmotropism. So the less common, this would involve plant part growing away from the physical stimuli. So it is also occur less commonly somewhere else. So these are the examples for thigmotropism, phototropism. I think you got it, whatever I explained you till now. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. So have a look at this video, how the response in a plants it occur. It is quite interesting video. Please go through this. How beautiful now this video is. The nature is very beautiful. It's because of that nature we are living today happily, because plants are the very beautiful creature in this world. Okay, okay children, I hope you got it, whatever I explained you till now about control and coordination lesson. So the next class I will tell you what I'm going to explain you in my next slide. Till now I explained you about control and coordination lesson. The lesson is completed. So if you have any doubt, please ask me in a comment box. Next class, yes, next class I'm going to conduct a quiz. All of you try to participate in this quiz and write a comment. I will give a timer. Within that second, try to find out answer and write in a comment box. That will be useful for many and for you also. Please try to attend this quiz. Don't miss this, and try to see all my videos whatever I explained till now. And also one more thing I wanted to say, please do watch my videos, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video till now.